Damn, did I even spell Epstein right? Yeah, I did. Yo, Butter, what's flopping, man? Okay, let me get this link going on. Oh, my eyes are getting droopy. No, I'm just kidding. That is wild about Bill Gates, though. Okay. Okay, hold on a sec. Sonny, what's going on? Shane vibes and rumble. Look at the brightness. I'll turn the brightness up here. Okay, there we go. So the files finally came out, did they? How much of it is redacted, though, is the question. Yo, did you guys hear, just side note quick, that there was a guy, you might have seen the video, who went into like a city council meeting in Florida, in the county, I guess, or the city or whatever, which was nearest the place that they launched the Challenger rocket from, where every astronaut passed away, right? But then he proceeded to hold up images of like congressmen and other like important folks who look identical to the people who perished, and also who have like similar names now. Like it'd be like John Smith is like Johnston Smythe. Like, did you guys see that video? You may have. I gotta pull it up actually. What was his name again? Not Luke. Um, Justin. That's it. Justin, we are change. Yeah, I'm gonna save that one. Just waiting for him to get on. Tim, what's going on, Timmy? Okay, I guess I'm gonna immediately announce that we are live on Instagram right now, and then we'll get to discussing all the latest breaking, shocking news. Yo, shout out to Spiky, man. And shout out to Tim and Sonny. Okay. Asher, what's going on? Yeah, dude, I didn't expect that, to be honest. Um, 3 million pages. I guess you know what it is. It's like 1,000 people who all sent 100 emails, and all the people they talked to who sent this, that, and the other. That's why I got to 3 million, I guess. Um, and not to mention, that's a ton of it is still redacted, but I can't believe what they actually um, allowed to come out of it. What they didn't redact is I can't imagine what is redacted if what we can see that's not is that shocking. What's going on, everyone? So you guys are wondering about this carrot that's been dangled in front of our head for so many years now. We're doing a deep dive on some of what has leaked so far on my Rumble live stream channel. You can imagine this isn't the best thing to be discussing on Instagram, especially after I got strikes last year for talking about like fluoride. So we are live on Rumble right now. If you want to come watch, yeah, Jason, exactly. It's at the link in my bio. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech on Rumble, and you can click it. You don't even need to download the app. But if you make an account, then you're able to comment because I do want to answer your guys' questions too. So it's at the link in my bio. If you click the link tree, like three or two down, you'll see Rumble. Click the Rumble, come watch. We already got 60 people on, and we're discussing the latest shocking findings uh, of what has been leaked and released. So, alternatively, by the way, you can go comment the word Rumble on any one of my posts, and then you'll automatically get sent the link to your DMs. But yeah, link in my bio for the Rumble live stream. We're doing a deep dive on it. It's freaking shocking, and we can't do it here for obvious reasons. I hope everyone understands that. But yeah, I want to answer you guys' questions, so we'll see you on there. Click the link in my bio. And Don Carlos says, "Where is it?" You can watch it just from the browser, but again, the app takes like 2 seconds, and it's dude. Rumble is pretty badass actually. There's a bunch of documentaries that you cannot get on YouTube that are on Rumble. If you are interested in the researching, there's a lot of documentaries on there. But anyway, link in my bio. We'll see you guys on Rumble. All right. Okay. Boom, bang, bing. Okay, so let me pull it up. I guess. Yeah, Butterdog. We just had to get everyone in here, so you're good. But I thank you for that. Okay, so the first thing that came to mind on reading this, you're going to be laughing, put it that way. Although I guess, you can go either way, but listen to this. So, one of the things that leaked, according to blood work that was recovered in some of these files, Jeffrey Epstein had extremely low testosterone levels. So he had below 300 NGDL threshold. So that's like low, low testosterone. And what's interesting is that, some of his traits are definitely that of chronically low testosterone. You know what's interesting? They say that testosterone is falsely associated, or they do, testosterone is falsely associated with aggression and violence, when in fact, a lack of testosterone is what causes mood swings and chemical imbalances in the brain. So it's funny how they kind of baited and switched that. The other thing that is absolutely insane that I have screenshotted here, look at this. Um, so there was emails between Epstein and Bill Gates. Did you guys hear this yet? Between Epstein and Bill Gates. Bill Gates allegedly caught an ST, and they have screenshots. Like you can read the whole email to Jeffrey Epstein, like subject Bill, and it's this huge message. Basically, Jeffrey Epstein emails claim that Bill Gates allegedly, they have to keep saying allegedly, caught an STD after having relations with Russian girls and hid it from his wife, according to new emails released today in the files. So, dude, don't you remember that Bill Gates broke up with Melinda? And everyone was wondering what's going on. Also, people do wonder about Melinda if it's the same situation as the Obama thing there. But either way, that does add credence to it. So, and then the Stephen Hawking stuff is pretty shocking too. There's 3 million files that just got dropped. So I don't know if anyone has used AI to go through it and add it all up yet. But essentially, the story with Stephen Hawking is that he requested to have, I don't know, something to do with like dwarfs. You can't call them midgets anymore, but dwarfs. Um, anyway, and Stephen Hawking. But I do wonder about the Stephen Hawking guy. Dude, the crazy thing about all this is that they have redacted so much that I'm shocked that we've heard about Bill Gates. Because if you know anything about Bill, he spent hundreds of billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars to rebrand himself as a philanthropist. Because in the 2000s, he was getting publicly smeared for the trade laws that he was like violating. Like he was trying to make a monopoly on the computer, and he broke all these laws. And you've seen the court cases of him answering questions and everything in his deposition. So then he spent millions and millions of dollars to rebrand himself as a philanthropist. But what people don't know, and this is like shocking information, if everyone knew this, there would be a change by tomorrow morning. Dude, he went into, and I do think he is a, you know, more or less of a puppet, but he still is a guy responsible for stuff. He went into Africa and India and promised these people who are making less than dollars a year and promised them to get way higher yields on their crops when he was partnered with Monsanto, because Bill Gates owns like several 100,000 shares of Monsanto. They went into these third world countries, promised them more money and more food if they adopt the genetically modified stuff. And what happened in India, at least, is that they went from village to village in the 2000s in these places that still didn't have like power barely. They definitely didn't have phones or computers. They'd never seen a fucking screen before. And they'd roll up in a van, open the door of the van, pull out a screen that depicted like the Indian monkey god, half monkey, half god thing, pull it out, and depicted him like endorsing Monsanto's new seeds. And so they went to like, what you could consider, but respectfully, like a naive population. Hey, you're going to make more money. Look, like your God endorses this. Somehow they fucking tricked them. And what they did is they said, give us all your heirloom seeds. We'll give you these new and improved seeds, and you're going to make all this extra money. In the end, like hundreds of thousands of Indian farmers ended up drinking the pesticide because a year later, when their crops were down, their fields were poisoned, they were broke and indebted to Monsanto. um, they went to their neighbors to be like, yo, give me back the good seeds we had so that we can get back our farming. And everyone had given up their heirloom seeds to Monsanto. That was part of the fucking deal. Give us your heirloom seeds. They try to take over the food supply, man. And so that's what they did in India. Africa, similar story. The Green Africa Project or the Greater Africa Project, they went in there and took over the fucking food supply. So my point is that he spent a lot of money to make himself look cool and look like a guy who's running around saving African children and stuff. But I think it couldn't be further from that. Speaking of, it's insane that even though RFK took office, I'm waiting for, but I'm not actually because I think it's a bit of a red herring. When are they going to ban the food that is banned already in 70 countries around the world? When are they going to ban that here? Because right now, we still have GMOs, of course, in the food supply more than ever before, and they're trying to add cloned pigs, genetically modified lab grown milk. Like, dude, they're clearly, I don't know if people are halfway paying attention or wondering what's going on. I think you guys are probably paying that more of attention than others. But, dude, so clearly something is going on that is totally nefarious and against our best interest and against the interests of fertility and procreation and, testosterone. Another thing, we know there's all these chemicals. We're down 50%. Testosterone levels are down 50% in the last 50 years. Soy boys, as Sonny said. And it's true. And if you are not actively detoxing today or like fully reinventing the wheel of your daily diet and the things you eat and the things you drink, it is without a doubt 100% at the very base level in a low, one would be in a lowered state of consciousness. The fluoride, the pesticides, the heavy metals, all this stuff, it lowers your consciousness. And it's not about profit. People think these corporations poison you because they like make more money. Well, money is a side effect of it, but the main goal, it's spiritual warfare, man. It's spiritual warfare. And that's the same thing with the chemtrails. Sonny just brought up exactly. We're getting people are sending me pictures all the time. Chemtrails, they're spraying. It's insane. Before we get into the rest of the Epstein stuff, which is fucking, it's wild, man. I do want to mention, if we're on the topic of detox and superfoods and brain function, on tonight's live, Chalk told me they're giving away 4 or 5 bags of the Chalk lip powder. If you guys know Chalk, they're based in Texas. They ship out of Georgia. They got an all-American customer service team. I've been partnered with them since 2019. I was the first one to ever post them. A ton of people. We have 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. The chocolate powder is a $100 bag, organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, super detoxing, has a ton of antioxidants, which binds to free radicals, phthalates, microplastics, pesticides, and more, and excretes it out of the body. Plus, it's believed to decalcify the pineal gland, which we know they prefer that our pineal glands are calcified, which is why they continue to add a chemical to the water, which melts the roads if it spills on it, but it's good for your teeth. I'm sorry for the people who believe that. So anyways, giving away free bags of chocolate on tonight's live. It is first come, first serve though. So you do want to make sure that you click this link I'm sending to the chat right now first. So you get bumped first in line. That goes to choq.com, chalk.com. They're on standby right now, by the way, because they know a bunch of people are going to get the free lit. And we'll talk about Roundup Ready GMO seeds. Exactly, dude. Diesel defects. He knows what's paying attention, man. Just eat and drink clean. Free press, that is easier said than done for most people. Like, give an example. I mean, I'll tell you in a second, but this is the way the deal works, guys. So chalk.com is the site, choq.com. The number one supplement of Chalk is the hot water purified Shilajit. So this is a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. When guys take it, it boosts testosterone 21% in 90 days, clinically studied. And for women who take it, it increases fertility, it calibrates your endocrine system, It stimulates the production of new brain cells for men and women. It's called neurogenesis. So it literally gives you better memory, cognition, focus, energy levels. It's freaking amazing, dude. Bruce Lee took it. Genghis Khan took it. Vladimir Putin must take it because the Russian military secretly studied it for 40 years. And that's no shit. Look up Russian military secretly studied Shilajit 100%. So the way the deal works is we have chalk.com. If you're on the site right now, you'll see under the products tab that there's male vitality stack and female vitality stack. If you add either one of those or both to your cart and you on the subscription basis and you apply the discount code 44life, you get a lifetime 44% off discount on the subscription to the top superfoods. I'm about to tell you what's in them. 44% off lifetime discount. And if you are one of the first 4 or 5 people to place your order, and apparently a bunch of people are on the site right now, you will automatically get included in your order. It won't show up on your order form though. The $100 bag of the organic detoxing heirloom certified heirloom cacao from Bolivia, which by the way, it's not just cacao in here. There's other superfoods. There's lucuma and camu camu. It's a hot chocolate drink mix. You can also, someone was asking about baking brownies with it. Yes, you can. You can also make chocolate milk out of it. Dude, we grew up thinking like sweet and yummy things are like bad for you and the only good shit for you is like vegetables. They couldn't be further from the truth. Pure cacao is one of the top superfoods in the natural world. You will notice a massive difference. Most people have never had real or pure cacao. And the reason what I mean by that is the average cacao is hybrid and it usually contains a ton of heavy metals. And that's what Nestle is getting roasted about right now, by the way. It's having heavy metals in their cacao, which is freaking shocking. That's exact. Look, dude. See, free press is free press. He's paying attention. Look what he said. If it's not properly sourced, it can be filled with heavy metals. Independently tested? Question mark. I was answering that as he was typing it. That's freaking awesome, dude. That's a big thing. No, cacao is known to be totally contaminated because of the way they process it. And I mean, we're talking Nestle, dude. The guys who say water is not a human right, like they don't do shit above board, right? So yes, we have heavy metal tests on the chocolate powder. I think it said there's more heavy metals in a bowl of organic green beans than there is in an entire cup of lit, which is like 2 heaping tablespoons. So we're talking like, and keep in mind too, some of that is from just the chemtrails themselves. You know what I mean? So you do have to watch out in general. But I will say the hot water purified shilajit too, you got to watch out for. Most shilajit out there is the tar resin, which is 30% water. They call it a concentrate somehow when really it is, a dilution. If you're taking the hot water purified shilajit from chalk, they've evaporated the water, they've purified it, they heavy metal tested it, and it has 4 to 5 times more bioactive compounds in it than conventional tar resin shilajit. So that's fertility, hormones, detox, energy, you name it. What I want to say though, in the male and female stack, and this is a game changer, organic ashwagandha, which is considered the king of herbs in India. It's a fertility booster, it's a hormone optimizer. It supports healthy free radical detoxification, and it supports melatonin production. So you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. And as you know, Wi-Fi, cell towers, smart meters, they all emit crazy amounts of frequencies which disrupt your melatonin production. It wouldn't be so bad if we were exposed to pesticides and all this stuff, if at least at night we had proper melatonin levels and then our cells rejuvenated and restored, optimally. But the fact is we're getting hit by all angles, man, from every angle. But putting smart meters in everyone's homes, you know that's a shocking agenda, right? Like that's not just some willy-nilly thing to be able to keep track of energy usage. Smart meters is a insane plot to make it's eventually to make everyone's house smart and then be able to talk to each other like they transmit data to each other. It's the Internet of Things. It's the transhuman agenda. They want your house connected to the friggin' AI, 100%, and not to mention the dangers of the radiation that fly off it. It's all about weakening, dude. It's completely and entirely about altering your state of consciousness and lowering it 100%. And then the other thing with these files, I don't know that there's gonna be any arrests, or if there is, they're gonna be like, put it this way. For years, they've been saying the files, the files, the files. Then the last minute, they go, oh, why do people keep talking about the files? Like, shut up about them. Those files are crazy. But what about Hollywood files? Because going to that island, getting filmed doing that horrible shit is totally effed up and literally does need to be exposed 100%. But I do wonder, like, Hollywood needs some files leaked too. Because last I checked, you got Macaulay Culkin, you got Charlie Sheen, you got so many allegations about the tip top producers and directors and everything being like literally putrid what they've been up to and horrific. I'm waiting for the Hollywood Files too, man, because that will make people turn their fucking TVs off, which they don't want you doing. If we all knew what some of these of our favorite celebrities had to do or had done to them or did themselves, like people are canceling fucking Netflix, dude, is what would happen. The other thing I wanted in the female vitality stack at chalk.com, because there's a bunch of people on the site right now, make sure you put that discount code 44life on there, 44LIFE. But in the female stack, we have certified wild crafted Irish moss when the vast majority of Irish moss on the internet is farmed in China or farmed in the Caribbean rather, and it's full of microplastics. So you do want to be careful. Don't think, like I wouldn't get Irish moss on Amazon, man, but you'd be surprised how much Irish moss sells on Amazon. But people don't know it's farmed in the Caribbean and they don't treat their gray water there. So it goes right into the ocean. And then you have an unfortunate situation. They're farming it in the bays. In the male stack, speaking of Jeffrey Epstein having low testosterone, we have the Tongkat 100, which is clinically studied. So it's wildcrafted Tongkat Ali from Malaysia. It boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. Plus, it increases sperm count, sperm motility. It has 23 clinical studies. It increases healthy hormonal metabolism. Yeah, so it's a hormone optimizer, but it's also muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. Dude, Tongkat is a superfood. If you go to Malaysia, it's a household common name. Same thing if you go to, Central Asia, like they do all know about shilajit, man. It's a freaking superfood. But you do have to be really careful about sourcing, which is why I think it's pretty crazy that we have 11 or 12 clinical studies on the shilajit. If you are taking it, you are being benefited 100%. It's freaking amazing. The chocolate is the cherry on top, but really what it is the freebie is cool, but really you're subscribing to something that is meant to be implemented into your lifestyle. If you get it into you consistently, you are being benefited massively. Of course, if you take shilajit for 30 days, like it's better than not, right? But the clinical studies are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So you do want to make sure you get a consistent dose to experience the full range of benefits. You know what I mean? Congratulations to who just got the female stack. Someone just got the female stack. Holy cripers, they're the first one. Whoever just got the female stack, you're going to be so freaking stoked. And you are the first person to receive the $100 bag of the chocolate powder. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I never took shilajit, ashwagandha, Tongkat Ali, organic heirloom cacao ever before in my life until chalk. I've had cacao before. I've had organic cacao before. I never had all these superfoods at the same time. And I can tell you that because shilajit is a potentiator, anything else you take with it, the benefits of those things are increased. They call it a potentiator. It increases the potential of other herbs or superfoods. If we're serious about knowing this is a war on humanity, a chemical assault on humanity, and they want us in a lowered state, and they want our pineal glands calcified, then I could go into like the drama of, we will, about the files and who said what, and but I mean, if we're sitting here drinking Coca-Cola, we just got home from McDonald's, and we're thinking we're up to speed with what's going on in the world because we found out what happened on this island. Like, you see what I'm saying? I think that if you lived in like a remote town, had no internet access, and you're like purely eating the purest, most organic foods, you have no notion of anything that's going on in the stock market or in the world, and you're like growing plants in your backyard and your pineal glands decalcified. I do think for the consciousness and vibrational frequency of the earth, you are doing more for the betterment of humanity, that if you're doing that, then if you were like up to speed on the latest thing of what Elon Musk fucking said because he's an Illuminati guy. You know what I mean? Like it's true. So I'm a bit of both, right? Like I'm taking superfoods, I'm detoxing, decalcifying, I'm being decalcified. Um, but and spreading the word about it and whatnot. But also I am, by nature also keeping up to date with what the Sam Dam is going on. You know what I mean? So congratulations though to the girl who just got the female stack, or maybe it was a guy who got it for his wife or girlfriend. You're going to be freaking stoked. Just so you know, by the way, the female stack that you just got has the hot water purified shilajit, the organic ashwagandha, and the wild crafted Irish moss in conjunction. And so when you take all those, you're going to notice a few things. 30% of Chalk's active subscribers, and guys, by the way, if you're on the site right now, it's choq.com, and the coupon code is 44life. Make sure you apply the discount code 44life on your subscription to get the 44% off lifetime discount, which, like I said, of course, you can cancel or modify it at any time, but the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption. Elon is evil. He talks about reducing population. Dude, I know, man. I freaking know. And he wore that shirt that says Novus Ordo Seclorum, like, which is New World Order, basically, in Latin. Like, it's a freaking joke, man. Sonny said, Shane, you look like you feel a lot better. I actually woke up with a sorer throat today than yesterday, but it's like different symptoms as it goes through. Like one day it's sinusy, one day it's this, but we're on day 3, so it's probably in about 2 seconds I'll feel like a million friggin' bucks. I probably would be beat upside down in bed right now if I wasn't taking all these superfoods, to be honest. I can only imagine, like, dude, like I have some family members who they know I do this, but they don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about because mm, they're still like just drinking city tap water. And that's something like literally like 12 years ago I was posting on Instagram saying, guys, the tap water is poison. There's pharmaceuticals, there's pesticides, there's freaking heavy metals. It's totally poison. But some people don't feel drawn to sourcing out a water supply. Like, come on. And then take out fast food, fucking seed oils. Like, I easily drop that shit. Like, I just realized this is toxic poison. I'm not supporting Monsanto and these evil corporations. That wasn't hard for me. But I don't think I'm better than anyone, of course. But I do want everyone, I want the best for everyone. And I know some of my family members, or even some of you guys, perhaps, like, I don't want anyone fucking eating GMOs and drinking fluoride. It's shocking, because I know what's the agenda behind it. And I want people to have a decalcified pineal gland. Danny said, there is a freaking camera in my smart TV. I regret buying it, but I keep it on offline and use PlayStation for apps. Then I can't use the camera. They can't use the camera if it's offline. Dude, the TV behind me is a smart TV, but I have it. It's not, the Wi-Fi's off, of course. The It's connected with an HDMI to my computer, so there's no internet on it. And when it's off, I throw a blanket over it, dude. That's what the Chinese do, eh? If they have a TV, first thing, you'll never find a Chinese house that has a TV in the bedroom, or Japan, or most of fucking Asia. They do not put TVs in their bedroom. It's a superstition. TVs are fucking portals because they're mirrors. And it's a black mirror, actually, by the way, if you want to get a little bit of a mind freaking shock fest there. It's a black mirror. Um, Throw over a friggin' blanket and block that portal. Um, but anyways, yeah, dude, the smart TV shit's bullshit. And also, if anything, you know that anything that's a speaker also has a microphone. It doubles as a microphone. They are interchangeable, actually. I'm not saying a speaker is going to be a great microphone, but anything with a speaker basically has a microwave. Holy shit! Congratulations to who just got the male stack. Someone just got the male vitality stack. Congratulations! They used the code 44life. They applied the discount code 44life, so they got 44% off their subscription for life. They got the free lit powder, which means we literally have 3 bags of chocolate powder left to give away. To the guy who just got the mail stack, just so you understand what you just freaking accomplished, bro. You got the Chalk Daily, which is the #1 supplement for men that boosts total testosterone 21% in 90 days, plus sperm count and sperm motility, mental clarity, energy levels, detox. Like, dude, you got the freaking a stack, man. You got the daily. The second one in your stack is the Tomcat, which you just heard me mention the testosterone benefits, the fertility benefits, the energy benefits. You're going to feel like a million freaking bucks. Wild crafted from Malaysia. Most Tomcat is farmed in China, dude. And then you're getting the organic ashwagandha, which I know you're probably thinking, like, ashwagandha, like, what even is that? It's this herb. It's considered the king of herbs in India. It's got a bajillion bioactive compounds if it is extracted properly, which these guys have a patented process on how they extract it to maintain the bulk of the bioactive compounds so you actually get the benefits from it. And then it massively increases your melatonin production. You get 1,000 times better sleep, pro-fertile, hormone optimizer. You're going to feel like a million freaking bucks, dude. And you're getting the free, delicious, detoxing chocolate powder. You're going to feel like a million bucks, man. 3 bags left. choq.com, chalk.com. Get the male stack or the female stack. Put it in your cart. Apply the discount. And boom, bang, bing. If you're one of the next 3 people, you're getting the freebie. Dude, that's freaking awesome. Hold on. Green Groiper says, I'm after getting into a lot of candlelight around the house. So, dude, hold on. What kind of candles are you buying? Because I do have to ask you about them. But Yeah, that's so true. Mark Mangrat said, "Why are all these guys obsessed with science? Can we talk about that?" Even Epstein. Well, dude, because it's a rebellion against God, basically, right? So they side on the side of science rather than God. Dude, we have a Berenstain Bears book that says, "Look, some people believe in God, some people believe in science," and the best is when you have world-renowned scientists realizing that there absolutely must, has to be, and obviously is a God and a single God, not a bunch of them. And so, it's interesting. Like my friend was in Bali, and he's like, dude, the people here, like, they worship like this little 4 foot tall like creature that it's like one of their demigods. And I'm thinking like, there definitely is some false gods, right? Like some that aren't the real God. It's an interesting thought. But no, Green Grover, I mean, what is the material the candle is made of? Because conventional candles are made of paraffin wax, which emit the same fumes as like diesel exhaust. Like it's a petrochemical. Whereas organic, or not even organic, 100% pure beeswax candles purify the air instead of polluting it. And they're like smell great. You know what I mean? Ozo, or sorry, Sunny said, and then I'm going to read Ozo's. She said, when I did ayahuasca, the shaman had covered all the mirrors in the TV because they said they are portals and they didn't want any spirits coming through or entities coming through the screen. Wow, Sunny did ayahuasca. When the hell did you do that, Sunny? That's freaking awesome. Ozo Kai said, I can attest. I've been taking the male vitality stack for over 2 years and literally life has never been better. I really do feel like Superman every day I take my subs, dude. Guys, Ozo Kai is a freaking giga chat. He called in the summer, so we were talking to him on live. But that is so freaking awesome, dude. I'm telling you, look, 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot for chalk. You're gonna feel like $1 million taking it. It's clinically studied. So when Ozo says that, I'm stoked, and I also think if people stuck with it, that's also the benefit they're gonna be freaking getting. Um, so I'm stoked for you, Ozo. Thanks for always giving your freaking real-time live review, bro. I really appreciate that. Green Groper said that's news to me, dude. No problem, man. I mean, it was news to me when I found out about it as well. Um, but yeah, you might want to eventually make that switch to beeswax. It's a lot. It's a bit more money, though. I will say. Um, the other thing that's shocking, though, is that yeah, yeah, exactly. Ozo is talking about the Chad mode. He says, "Fuck Monster Energy drinks." Well, dude, that's another thing. I remember talking to a guy, like a pen pal, you could say, Ohio, and he I was like, this was early in my awakening, so I didn't have a grasp on the fact that a lot of people are like on the opposite side of the world from my worldview. And so I went off about something about the tap water or whatever, and I said, "What are you drinking?" Or "What are you drinking?" He's like, "Oh fuck, I have like 2 monsters a day, and then I have Red Bull in the afternoon, and then I have a Coke on the way home, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, I didn't even know. I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I'm like, "What do you say?" Well, that's all toxic, like. But I mean, dude, you want to get a freaking kidney stone and have a fucking bunch of pop every day, or soda as you guys call it. And you might as well call, I mean, energy drinks might as well be that. And dude, the white monster shit's like funny, but that shit's toxic too, man. Um, Green Groiper is in bed. He's cuddled up and cozied up. Shout out to Green Groiper, dude. Danny said, I always write down physically, my brain and body is immune to influence from 5G and nanotechnologies. Wow, that's freaking awesome, dude. Or could you say like, um, yeah, that's you pretty much hit the nail on the head with that, man. That's freaking awesome, dude. Nanotechnology. Yeah, Danny, you know what's cool about you, man? You must be one of such a micro amount of the world who is so cognizant of what is going on, but not helpless. You're not sitting there going, "Oh fuck, they've chemicalized my you know, you're not thinking that. You're going, "No, I write this down. I'm protecting myself from blah blah blah," as opposed to being disenchanted, disempowered, and flustered that it's going on. So good for you, man. That's freaking great. I don't even do that. I just kind of think that I don't know, like what's worse, like they say that if you are drinking tap water and you know it's toxic, then are you like manifesting more toxicity, or is it better to be blissfully unaware? No. Like, and you can pray over things to purify them as well. So I wonder, man. Spiky said, "How did they get alcohol widely accepted? Because it is by itself tastes horrible. By the way, I never drank in my life. 24 years old. Wow, really? Eh? Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I had my friend dropped off a book once. That was called Ancient Healing Beers. Like they used to make alcohol actually healing, but that seemingly is not the case now, is it? Instead, now it's got fluoride and it's in a plastic can. You know that they have that, eh? The interior of the can is made of plastic, basically. But yeah, Danny, that's really cool that you do that, man. Yeah, so it's a plastic can, and then there's fluoride in it, and usually glyphosate too. Like conventional beers and shit, not ideal, bro. Brew your own. I know. That'd be great to brew some freaking beers, eh? Um, or get a still, and then you're really cooking with gas, man. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Yo, apparently, several people are at their cart right now with stacks in them. I just want to remind we have 3 more bags of the chocolate powder left to give away on the live. So if you're on the fence, make sure you put that discount code 44life on the subscription, the male or female stack at chalk.com, and then you will receive the $100 bag of chocolate powder in your order. 3 left, and I don't know how long because we do got to discuss some of these files and shit. I mean, we have, but it's we got 3 left, and there's a bunch of people on the site still right now. So the other thing that's shocking is power of the mind, right? Like they say, if you pray over your food, you totally purify it. And that's true. Like it literally increases the benefits, neutralizes poisons. It's an alchemical thing, probably, or at least a spiritual thing. But here's the crazy part. I do wonder. So I do that, right? And I drink spring water and I eat organic and we get our meat from a good butcher's or Amish farm, actually. Soon I won't be telling you guys about who I get my meat from, who kills the animal, raises it, feeds it, kills it, processes it. I'll be showing you my freaking cold room that has meat freaking hooks hanging by the ceiling, and I have my own quarter cows hanging up, and to do it myself. Then you eat for free. But anyways, my point is, I do all that, power of the mind, but I also take the shilajit, the ashwagandha, the Irish moss, the tomcat, because I know that the more the merrier, bro. Whenever I first found out that we have a vibrational frequency and you can increase it or you can decrease it, and the more decalcified your pineal gland is, the stronger the connection with your soul, and your intuition is stronger and all that. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna do every single thing I can to increase all of those things. So pineal gland, testosterone, fucking health, brain function, everything. And so, yeah, we do. I got a freaking orgonite pyramid behind me. I got fucking an orgone generator. I got the Wi-Fi's off. I'm wearing all wool right now. I do all these things, and I like doing that. Like that's not. I wake up and go, shit. I got to do all these things in order. Like I don't have OCD. I just like to make sure my stuff is dialed. You know what I mean? But I know everyone's built different. Like some of you guys are happy. Like, okay, I got my spring water, but Walmart steaks, why not? And to me, it's just, I don't like supporting those buggers, man. Like they are really sons of guns, bro. Ozo said, "Oh, by the way, thanks for remembering that call." Of course, how could I forget, bro? Um, that was freaking awesome. Shout out to Ozo guy. Renard says, "Add copper rods to your glass bottled water if it will revitalize your water." Renard, isn't it funny that they say, "Watch out for copper toxicity"? How about fucking fluoride toxicity? Are we going to talk about that? We had a cat fountain that would always get so grimy and putrid after like a week. And we put a copper coin in it, and it did stop it from growing green slime all over it. You know what I mean? So it is cool. Um, yeah, that's right. That's right, Danny. Well, didn't they do a test with rice, and they put rice in a few different dishes, and they wrote love on one, hate on another, and the hate dish molded like way faster, whereas the love one lasted way longer. I love that too, man. Like that's cool. Who doesn't think that's cool? Are you a freaking wingnut? What are you watching fucking Beyonce? That's cool to you? I mean, I don't mean to judge, but come on. I know, but we are all on different wavelengths. That's the thing. Like we are all on a very different wavelength. And I know that some people would see my lifestyle with all the things that I do, and they literally would think it's like extreme. But to me, it's like, hold on a second. It's organic. It's like it's barely even the way it should be. It was like 100 years ago, 200 years ago. We still got, I got, fucking artificial lights, for example, but I got the red light filter on my computer. But my point is that extreme, like, it's to me just second nature. Like, I find out these things and then I implement the things that would be sufficient to negate the unfortunate things. Oh, Wi-Fi fries your fucking brain cells and tricks your pineal gland into thinking it's still daytime to make you produce less melatonin, which makes your sleep less rejuvenative and less restorative. Okay, I'll get this adapter and plug it into my Wi-Fi router, and then and then turn the Wi-Fi off, and then plug my phone in. You know what I mean? Like we got Ethernet cords running all throughout the house. You plug your laptop into that. You don't need the Wi-Fi beaming your cells. Not to mention little ones, children especially are susceptible. Like Wi-Fi, it's microwaves. Microwaves affect water. Younger the children, the more percentage water they have, which is the more radiation that they absorb. And especially girls, young girls, they don't have like I think toddler under 7, they don't have what was it either all children under 7. There's something about their blood-brain barrier hasn't fully even developed yet, and so like toxins and poisons are especially unfortunate for them. But there was something that Barry Trower said about girls' eggs, and when they're that young, they're born with all of them, and the radiation from all these devices is not good for them, and they're only born with as many as they're going to have in their whole life. And so in theory, like he was saying, this is like a covert like depopulation with they call it silent weapons for quiet wars, man. Um, so it's shocking, man. And that's right, Danny. Shane, our body is 80% water, so speak positive to ourselves. Big time, bro. Freaking hugely big time. People would be surprised walking around willy-nillying you know, their thoughts. But it takes a lot, but you can control your thoughts to be only positive, and you will totally attract the most positive outcomes in a million years. Um, wow. Wow. So Green Groiper was a butcher for 14 years. Holy shit. That's the guy you want to be your neighbor when you get your cows fucking. Wow. He had his own shop for 4 years. He went into liquidation because of supermarkets undercutting us. Bro, I can tell you a story from my butcher. He had to deal with from the shitstorm of inspectors who found a single mouse turd in the back office or back room, wasn't even near the food. And they were like threatening to shut him down. And he's like, bro, would they ever do this to Walmart? And he even had on the board, like, you have to keep track of, like, if you killed any mice or whatever. And sure enough, like 5 days ago, they had a occurrence of catching a mouse with a mouse trap. And it was on the board, recorded. And he's like, yeah, that was probably from the mouse that we already got. And she was still about to shut him down on Friday after just getting in a shitload of meat that needed to be refrigerated. There's something to do with where he was about to lose like 20 grand worth of product because of the shutdown. And anyway, does not have a fond feeling of the way shit works, especially with butchers, because you got to think every butcher that's in business um, is like maybe 10, maybe more $1,000 a year that a single family will spend on meat if they only go to that butcher that the corporation fucking grocery store doesn't make. So their top guys lobby the government to make laws that make it harder for butchers to remain in business. It's shocking, man. It really is shocking. Yeah, I'm sure, Green Groiper. I'm 100% sure that you did a better job and a more passionate job than any fucking Walmart worker on their butcher shop. You know what I mean? In their butcher shop. It's freaking shocking. A female just ordered probably a female vitality stack. Holy crap. So they just got a female stack. They used the code 44 life. So they got a 44% off lifetime discount. Congratulations to who just got the female stack. You are getting the free $100 bag of the chocolate powder. So congratulations to the woman who just got the stack. You are now getting, say woman, but guys get it for their wives all the time. I mean, dude, it's a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. Do you know how many people have problems with their freaking hormones? It's because of everything we're exposed to. It's very unfortunate. But anyway, so she's getting a free chocolate powder included in her order. And what her order looks like is the hot water purified shilajit, the organic ashwagandha, and the wild crafted Irish moss. That's her stack. That's what she just got. And guys, after you order too, when you have like if you're on the bus or you're driving around or you're at the beach or something, go to chalk.com and actually read um, the clinical studies. It's so much more than I could even say on the live. It's freaking shocking, man. The benefits you're getting just from shilajit alone is otherworldly. Danny, I remember that there was a story that came out of there's a cell tower that went up by a school in California, and a bunch of kids got leukemia, and then the parents were like, "What the fuck?" And they determined it was the cell tower beaming at them. And I'll tell you right now, I still am like haunted by it. When I was in Hawaii, I went to the top of this store where the parking garage is, and I can see into the other building adjacent this one. And would it be adjacent to this one or adjacent this one? Probably either way. I'm looking through the windows of the building next to us and I'm seeing a bunch of children running around. It's like a preschool or a daycare or something. And literally, they're at the top floor. Above their heads is a gigantic cell tower array that didn't even have a large pole. Like you couldn't see it from the street. But on this like 5-story building at the very top of it is a cell tower hiding up there that you can't see from the ground. And those children's little heads are fucking 5 feet away from it. I would, dude, that is so bad. Are all of them going to be infertile? Is it going to fry their neurons? Like, it's fucked, man. And the people who expose this, they get fired. The people who work at telecom companies and then find out how bad the cell towers are, like John Hutchison, no, John Patterson from Australia, who worked at Telstra, which is like their major cell company, and they put up 2 cell towers next to his building, and he started getting sick, and then he got this device to like measure the radiation, and it came back like 50,000 times above the price, or above the legal limit of radiation. He got fired and smeared and slandered and everything. And then what he did was a little bit unconventional, you could say, but he took his friend's tank, and it was a decommissioned APC. Actually, it wasn't a tank, it didn't have a turret, but it was an APC from World War II, and he smashed like 8 cell towers up, the base of it, like just smashed and rammed them up. He went to jail, but only for 2 years, I think. And he caused 8 million in damages. But to raise awareness about this problem, which he wasn't getting any traction elsewise, you know. And so, wow, dude, like, what happens if a bunch of people say, "Dang, man, like that's just wild that he did that." I guess he was. It was the straw that really broke the camel's back, man, with that story. Anyway, I'm going to announce that we are live again on Instagram, that we're live on Rumble. Okay, so hold on a second. But yeah, it is 15 euros a kilogram. Damn, I thought you were in the States, man. Did they really, Lou? Are you sure about that? I don't think they did. Or, I mean, I don't doubt you, but are you serious? Wow. Oh, Habiza. Habiza woman is the one who got it. Shout out to Habiza. Hefizba, I think I pronounced it right. 1 second, though. Welcome, everyone. So we have new information. It's worse than you thought. And I guess we are paying taxes to people who go to an island and do very strange things. Um, you're good, dude. Hold on, let me just kick that guy out. What are you guys even talking about? Well, I don't even want to read your username because that enforces a stereotype to not know what's going on with these files. I mean, that's just shocking. This is like breaking news. Um, but yeah, so basically this. Listen, the files just dropped. It's shocking. And the owner of Microsoft is also, yeah, I know, dude, Coach Kathy, I know. Okay, so Stone Fox Detroit thinks that we shouldn't talk about this because we because why exactly? Like, okay, dude, stick your head in the sandbox then and don't pay attention to any of it if it makes you happy, bro. People are going to be talking about the most shocking breaking news that is going on right now. You're good, Miss Blondie. Okay, so listen, the files came out. It's worse than we think. And I think we should discuss some of the stuff that wasn't redacted because I can only imagine if the shit that is not redacted is in there, I cannot imagine what they did redact because it's bad, dude. Now listen, just so you guys know, you're probably like, why isn't he talking about it? I'm going to tell you. I had to pay a whole bunch of money. You guys can start guessing how much to get my account back a month ago because I got a strike and I don't want another strike. So I don't want to talk about this such a sensitive subject on Instagram. So that is why I specifically made my Rumble channel, not for this event only, but because we know that there's a bit of censorship going on, as you know. So yeah, trust the plan. Exactly, Joseph. Nice username. So we're live on Rumble right now, which is it's 3 million documents. I don't know if it's 3 million pages, 3 million files. We're live on Rumble. Rumble is free speech, free to download, and free to watch. If you guys want to tune in, this guy says NPCs are distracted by breaking news. Somewhat true, but I mean, dude, if the full blown story got out, like tables would be flipped, bro. So, you know. InZone says I'm lying about paying for your account. Do you want me to show you the screenshot of the PayPal I had to send, dude? An insider turned it back on. That exists. Is that too shocking to understand? But anyway, so we're live on Rumble. It's at the link in my bio. If you click the link in my bio, you can click the Rumble link. You don't need to make an account, although if you make an account, then you can comment. Then I can answer your questions because it's also a bit of a Q&A. And then, yeah, that's right. The lives one, exactly. Or the T believes in one, in love. Anyway, so we're live on Rumble. If you want to come tune in, it's at the link in my bio. Or alternatively, you can go and comment the word Rumble on any one of my posts, not this live, but any one of my posts, and then it will go to directly to your DMs. This guy says I'm full of shit. Look at my face. Does my face look full of shit, man? Come on. um, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, do you drink fluoride? Are you eating GMOs right now? Is your Wi-Fi router plugged in and your head's right next to it? Are you paying attention? What's going on, man? But anyways, so welcome everyone. Come on over to Rumble. You'll be shocked. We already got 100 people on there. We got to discuss this breaking, shocking news. Okay. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Especially that guy. There's always like one or two retards. Welcome everyone. I mean, one or two souls that aren't quite paying attention. Hipitspa, I'm very stoked for you that you got absolutely hooked up, and I'm stoked for you to try the lid powder. You're gonna freaking love it. And I know you were on the fence the other day too, so I'm glad you finally that you aligned, everything aligned. Put it that way. Okay, everyone. So listen, I'm not even gonna willy nilly around this right now. Basically, the allegation is that Lou, I'm glad I cracked you and Timmy up, man. Keep putting more laughing faces, guys. If I made you laugh, that's great. So basically, Bill Gates allegedly, put it this way, he got an STD accordingly, allegedly. I don't know. Is he going to sue me for saying this? I mean, a fucking Six Buzz TV posted about it, so it's pretty big news. Bill Gates, who is a philanthropist who loves saving people's lives, apparently. Um, I say that sarcastically. He was flustered because he got an STD from Russian girls. And so it's Jeffrey Epstein emails claim that Bill Gates allegedly caught an STD after being with Russian girls on the island and hid it from his wife. See, the part of that that's weird though is haven't we discussed like who is Melinda Gates really? You know what I mean? But anyway, so we have the Bill Gates thing. And then also we have this one here, which, dude, this is like, it's funny how did it drop today? Is it a Friday? Did they always drop shit on a Friday? Totally, man. So hold on. Blood work, get this. This is a good one. Blood work released in the Epstein files shows that Epstein had like extremely low testosterone levels, under 300 ngdl. Okay, so he was low freaking T. And wouldn't you somewhat expect that with a man of his style, like what he was up to, what he did, these shocking freaking things that he did? You think a high testosterone man would go and what it was even doing, man? Was it mind control? Like, is he a fucking freak? Anyway, um, master of deceit, blackmail artist, like, what the hell's going on? And took advantage of those around him. So, is that's low T? It's funny because just so you guys know, there's like a massive smear campaign right now. As you know, they call it toxic masculinity, right? And I know there's pictures of, a man holding like seven babies, pulling them out of a burning building. And the meme is like, there's that toxic masculinity for you. But what's crazy is there's a pretty big percentage of the population that believes that testosterone is associated with aggression and violence and violent tendencies. But the truth is that low testosterone is what causes chemical imbalances in the brain and mood swings and like your marbles to be some of them lost. Like you're not fucking all there. It's funny because what people consider, you do know this, right? I have a naturopath friend and she's not the first person to tell me this. She went to this course and they said, if you go to the doctor today and they test your testosterone and you are normal or average testosterone, do you know that's average among today's population that has extremely low testosterone levels? They moved the goalposts. So if in the 1960s, a normal testosterone, or sorry, a low testosterone male in the 1960s would be considered high testosterone uh, today. Extremely low is where most guys are at, which they call normal because most guys are in that range. So you can't even get accurate information. If you type this in, it's like, yeah, like testosterone levels have dropped a bit. And in fact, a fact checking website, I don't know if it was AFP Fact Check or one of the big ones, they they fact checked a post I made, said that testosterone dropped 50% in the last 50 years on average. And they fact checked it. Keep in mind, they have like a team of, you know, clueless fluoride drinking people who go and correct false information. But they don't correct false information about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, or they don't talk about fucking all the other shit they need to fact check. Um, but they fact check stuff that's true. If you get a fact check, it's because it was true. Sorry. But anyways, they paid a team of people to put a fact check that said, actually, no, testosterone levels have only dropped 35% on average in the last 48 years. Like they fact checked on a technicality, but they still affirmed that like testosterone levels are on their way down. And I can tell you a few reasons. Other than the fact that they're putting fluoride in the water still, even though I'm pretty sure we're supposed to get that figured out. It melts holes in the road, but it's good for your teeth. I'm serious. Trucks have spilled carrying fluoride. It melts the road, but it's good for your teeth. Sorry that some doctors and dentists still fucking believe that. I don't know what to say, man. And a million other people. Um, Mel Gibson in a movie called Conspiracy Theory, the opening credits, he's talking about they put fluoride in the water. Do you know how bad that is? And people just laugh and go, oh. We have the ultimate power, by the way. Like, don't sit here thinking I'm going like, oh, like all this evil is against us and like we can't do anything, man. One of the biggest things is to be discussing it, man. Start having the freaking conversation with your damn uncle. Really. So my point is that testosterone levels are off of a cliff. And have you called any fertility clinics lately? Do you know how fucking busy they are? People are having problems conceiving because there are chemicals everywhere. And look, yes, I know that might be a little bit hairy to think about, but don't go and say everything's toxic, everything's poison, because that's not the case. You can eat healthy and clean. You're not going to get it necessarily at fucking Aldi's or Whole Foods, though, because half that shit is modified atmospheric packaging, where they put a gas into the plastic container of the meat that makes it look red for longer. And we have a butcher in here who's been a butcher for 14 years. He'll tell you they do this. They put a gas, it's a form of preservative. They put a gas in the plastic tray of meat that you buy that makes the meat stay red, but in fact, it would be like gray because it's old. And not to mention that meat, we're talking cows that are fed GMOs and freaking vaxxed and on hormones and jammed in a freaking feedlot. Like something nefarious is going on. This isn't the, I think we're figuring this out. This isn't, or do you think the forces of good are in control today? Clearly something isn't quite right, right? So that leads me to the fact that I've seen a couple different whistleblowers and even natural doctors talking about this, that when you become aware enough about this stuff, you realize that it is part of a plan. And it's not because of profit. It's not that Monsanto wants to profit. There is a spiritual uh, element to this, like spiritual warfare. Because the more polluted your physical vessel is, the weaker the connection with your soul and the lower your vibration is. And we're talking energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla, it's a big thing, bro. Like it's important. And so if you're drinking fluoride, eating GMOs, you got your Wi-Fi on, boom, bang, bang, that's the average person I just described right there. That's an altered state of consciousness. And there's a spiritual war to keep you there. It's freaking shocking, man. Before we get into the further file drops, which get even like that, those are two. I haven't had time to read 3 million documents yet, but that's two of the one of the crazier ones. I do want to mention though, we have two more bags of the chocolate powder left to give away for free on the live. The chocolate is the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, so it's $100 bag. It's super detoxifying. It's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. It's pro-fertile. It has a ton of antioxidants, which binds to free radicals, phthalates, microplastics, pesticides, and excretes it out of the body. Really good for your gut microbiome too, which I saw Free Press was talking about the microbiome. You are supposed to have more bacterial cells in your body than human cells. A healthy human being has more bacterial cells than human cells. If chlorine is strong enough to kill bacteria in the water, what do you think it does in your gut microbiome? It wipes out the bacteria. Same thing with pesticides. It's strong enough to kill a pest. It's strong enough to kill the gut bacteria, which totally cuts off the gut brain connection. And then you're walking around upside down. You don't even know what's going on. It's a chemical assault, man. So we have two more bags of the lit powder to give away. This is the way the deal works. It is first come, first serve. So do not willy-nilly the chat. I'm about to put this in the chat right now. choq.com, chalk.com. Chalk is based in Texas. They ship out of Georgia. They have an all-American customer service team, and they have over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. So we're talking totally legit, clinically studied, lab tested, heavy metal tested, all the shebang that you'd want. So this is the way the deal works. First come, first serve, choq.com. The number one supplement at chalk.com happens to be taken by Vladimir Putin, at least. All the elites probably take it. Bruce Lee took it. Genghis Khan took it. And Arnold Schwarzenegger wrote about it as well, that he took it when he was at his prime. So this is the way the deal works. The hot water purified Shilajit is the number one supplement at chalk.com. It's pro-fertile. It's a hormone optimizer. It boosts testosterone for men, and it balances your endocrine system for women. It stimulates the production of new brain cells, which gives you mental clarity, focus, memory, concentration. And it has a bunch of benefits for your gut microbiome because the bioactive compounds in here bind to the chemicals and contaminants, even heavy metals. They say heavy metal detox, take Shilajit. It's a whole thing. So Shilajit is freaking amazing. You should, I will say this though, do not go to Amazon and buy Shilajit. The vast majority of Shilajit on the internet is the tar resin Shilajit, which is 10 to 20 or 20 to 30% water. So it's watered down. Somehow they get away with calling it a concentrate when Shilajit in its natural form is solid. And yet they dilute it, make it a tar resin, and then call it a concentrate. It doesn't really make any sense. Whereas the chalk Shilajit is hot water purified. Then they remove the water, they evaporate the water, making it a potent actual concentrate. Then it's standardized to contain 5 to 10 times as many bioactive compounds as conventional tar resin Shilajit. So it's extremely freaking good for you. The way the deal works is this. If you go to chalk.com and you look at there'll be like a products tab, you'll see there's male vitality stack, female vitality stack. The next two people to get a male or female stack, put it in your cart on the subscription and apply the discount code 44life. That's 44LIFE. You get a lifetime 44% off discount on the subscription. You can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And if you're one of the next two people to place your order, you get the $100 bag of chocolate powder included in it. In both the male and female stack, you have the organic ashwagandha, which is a hormone optimizer. It's pro fertile, healthy mood and focus. It massively increases melatonin production, so you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it, which also helps more of your cells rejuvenate and restore overnight. Also, in the male and female stack is Shilajit, right? That has the full matrix of minerals. In the female stack, you also have the Irish moss, which also has the full matrix of minerals. Every single vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. Vitamin used to stand for vital mineral because every vitamin needs a mineral to activate it. If you are eating 100% organically today, you are getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. So it's like an epidemic. And that study was done in the early 2000s that the food supply has drastically less minerals in it than it should. It's shocking. But here's the other crazy part. We know that chemicals, fluoride, GMOs, pesticides, all this shit is bad for our DNA, right? Like it fragments our DNA. It shows genetic damage from all these things. Minerals build your DNA. So it wouldn't be so bad if we were exposed to all these poisons, but we were still getting the full matrix of minerals because that would help us rejuvenate. But we're exposed to all this shit, and there's a fraction of minerals left in the food supply today. Like it is a serious. If we just trucked along the way we're going right now, keep giving her, we would see a massive decline, more than we even have right now, of the ability to reproduce. Like we're talking existential, man. So not only do minerals rebuild your DNA because minerals are frequencies of light and your DNA is light codes, but you know how they talk about we have junk DNA? Like 97% of our DNA is junk DNA. What the fuck part of your body is junk right now? Because last I checked, every single part of it has a complete important purpose. I'm wondering if we're being cut off from our dormant DNA strands, and that's part of this chemical assault on humanity. I don't know. I'm just wondering. But if you're getting the male or female vitality stack, you're getting the full matrix of minerals, which is going to rejuvenate and restore. You're getting 44% off for life when you're using that code 44 life if you get a male or female stack, and you're getting the $100 bag of the chocolate powder. So, dude, this is a smoking deal, but we do have, there's like 5 people at checkout right now. It's first come, first serve, 2 bags left. But if you do order in rapid succession, like we will honor it. But we're not supposed to give away too many lits because apparently we're running low on it. This is like one of the last times they're going to be running the free lit deal, which, by the way, you can eat the chocolate powder by the spoon dry. Like it is freaking good, dude. It's amazing. And this is the thing, like I mentioned this like I guess an hour ago almost. Um, what use is it being up to speed on the latest, Trump tweet or Elon Musk video or the latest conspiracy if your pineal gland is still calcified? You know what I mean? Like I don't mean that to be like judgingly, but I think that from a if you were like an alien looking down, or let's forget about aliens, if you're like God looking down, right? You're like, okay, man, you're up to speed on the whole Michelle Obama thing, but you're drinking Coca-Cola. I gave you this, functional, epic vessel with intelligent design, and you are polluting it with these toxins. You know what I mean? It's that's what I think. Renard said, Shane, do you know about carbon 60 C60? C60 is in Shilajit. I do know a little bit about it, but you might know a lot more than me about it. C60 is a fullerene molecule. It looks like a soccer ball, and apparently there's a bunch of studies on it that it has anti-aging effects. So if you're taking Shilajit, you're getting carbon 60, and Shilajit in itself might as well be anti-aging because of how good it is for you. But there's C60 in it too, which is also anti-aging even more. Danny said Shilajit gives insane memory. It's wild, bro. It is. I mean, if you just said that randomly, I'd be like, whoa, that's cool. But when you look at the studies, that there's some what you might call it procedure that happens where the bioactive compounds in the Shilajit turn on, like get your DNA fired up to build new neurons and get rid of the old or damaged neurons. That's pretty freaking cool, man. Um, it's like the pill from the movie Limitless, really. Um, hold on a second. Boom, bang, bing. And then, of course, the Irish moss in the female stack. That's right. It's wildcrafted as opposed to farmed in the Caribbean, which I can't. Dude, I got roasted when I first started talking about how, um, like, because everyone was posting about Irish moss, everyone was selling Irish moss on Instagram, and when I dropped a post saying, "Dude, you do not want the Caribbean moss," I pissed off a lot of like Caribbean Caribbean people and people in the States who were their like middleman because they're like, bro, like it's a superfood. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, but dude, I know none of your islands over there treat their gray water. So I know that you guys are growing it. You're not growing it in the middle of the freaking ocean. You're growing it right on shore or right offshore, right where the freaking pipe leads for off flowing all this freaking dirty water. And I don't mean even sewage. Like, first thing, I doubt their septic systems or their sewage system is that functional, to be honest. But it's more like the only clothing there to buy is polyester, and a bajillion microplastics come off that when you wash it once. Oh, that's another thing Renard said was polyester with the fertility thing. Dude, there was a guy, Rafiki or Muhammad or something. I'll remember his name, but he did a study where he put rats, male rats, in polyester pants. I know. And he tracked them through their whole lives. And basically, the it's weird. You think it's like the chemical from polyester, right? Like Lululemons and shit have PFOAs, forever chemicals that absorb into your skin and pollute your hormones and your endocrine system and everything. But the strange thing is that it was the static charge from the polyester which gave off some frequency that your sperm or the rat's sperm did not like, which also affected their testes, which is your testicular hormone, testosterone. Did you know that testosterone is testicular hormone? I only knew that like a year ago. And it lowered their testosterone. So people are wearing polyester underwear. It's not just that it's plastic touching your skin, which is like just shit anyway to think about, but it's also the fact that the static. Dude, I don't really get. I remember getting all the time like getting a shock, pulling a shirt out of the dryer, getting a shock. You don't get that if you only have natural materials, man. You know? Yeah, Colby, that's true. It's not even. I don't follow any religion, only Christ. Exactly, dude. The way I heard it said too was, I'm not religious. I have a relationship with Christ, but I know someone will be like, "Oh, that means you're religious." No. Talk to the guy, the world record holder with the highest IQ in the world, and what he found out about Christ. Um, Renard said it will make you sweat and the microfibers soak into your skin. No fucking ways. Renard, are you serious? Do you absorb micro? I knew that you would inhale, like if you have a closet full of polyester clothing, um, and if you have polyester carpets and shit in your house, like more than half the dust in your house is microplastics. Seriously, think about that for a second. Like the dust in your home is supposed to be like pet dander and skin cells. If you have a ton of polyester shit, it is microplastics that you're inhaling. They go on your food. I can only imagine, dude. I can only imagine how shocking that would be. Like inhaling them all day. Yeah, they found them in people's lung tissue. It's because you buy a polyester couch that's sprayed with flame retardant. It's shocking, man. No, I didn't see that Bohemian. Who posted about that, man? Tyler, I didn't actually see. Did you send me a DM with that, man? And I like that. Danny said, "No weapon formed against us shall prosper." 100%, man. Repeat it and put feeling into it. It's a written fact in the program. Let's go. Hell yeah, man. Heck yeah, man. Heaven yeah, man. Um, yeah, the polyester underwear. I mean, it's shocking, man. It really is unfortunate. Well, and see, look, Jay Rogue says, "Well, shit, burn the house down in my clothes." I know, dude. But no, it's just a slow implementation. Go get some freaking uh, linen. Go get some wool. Go get some cotton, and get rid of the plastic shit. You know, that's awesome, Colby. It's freaking great. But it's yeah, it's incremental. Like I guess the average person, if they came onto this live, would be like, damn, like this is like advanced. Like I don't even know. It sounds overwhelming. But I guess it's because it's been over a decade that I've been into it that it's just second nature now. But yeah, like you want to redo your wardrobe, man. You want to freaking get, yeah, look what Jay Rogue at the same time that I said that, he said, I'm gonna have to buy a wardrobe. Yeah, you may, man, but don't go buy all brand new shit. You can go to a freaking restore, a Sally Ann, and get all kinds of wool, cotton, linen stuff for on the cheap, man. You don't need to go buy freaking brand new shit. A bed you'd want to buy brand new, of course, but organic latex. Hello, have you seen an organic latex bed before? These are things that I should make a post. And it's like I saw a girl's post. It was something about adult money and what I thought I would do versus what I'm doing now. And it's like my sourdough bread baker and my, all these things that you'd want, right? Like an organic bed is a big thing, man. Organic latex, yeah, because the conventional beds are made with petrochemicals and they off gas for years and they're sprayed with flame retardants. Do you want to know the conspiracy? Is that they passed a law that if you're selling any clothing, children's clothing, furniture, beds, all kinds of stuff, needs to be sprayed with flame retardant or coated in it or soaked in flame retardant, which is PFOA's, forever chemicals shockingness. And so the average house has like 4 pounds of flame retardant in it because of the furniture and everything. Um, Latex, like there's fake latex like memory foam where it like takes the texture of latex. There might be a bit of latex in it, but it's plastic. It's some type of plastic chemical that they make the mold. They put in the mold. But organic latex is literally just the sap from the rubber tree put into these molds, and then you buy like layers of it, and then you form it. Like I did a video on it, but yeah. Anyway, it's a bunch of different, uh, 2.5 inch sections. There's about five of them, and they come rolled up, and then they give you a cover, and you put the cover down on your box spring or on your frame, and then you put all these layers of latex, 5 layers of latex, and then you zip it up, and you got an organic latex bed. Um, and then it doesn't off gas. You can literally throw it in the forest when you're done with it, and it will decompose. That's what I try to do, man. In fact, everything I'm wearing right now, I could throw in the forest and it would decompose, other than this zipper. Um, you know, you want to think about buying stuff that you can decompose after, man. My shoes, I'm wearing slippers right now because it's -25 out. I'll chuck those in the woods when I'm done with them, man. Wow, the newspaper guy outlawed hemp paper for the logging companies. Evil dude off the Simpsons. Wow, Colby, really? Eh? That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, don't compact your testes. That's right. Um, Shout out to Green Groiper, man. Thanks for sharing your story, man. Freaking Giga Chad Butcher, man. Okay, hold on. Congratulations to who just got the male or female stack. I guess this is the last call. Someone just got male stack. Congratulations who just got the male vitality stack. You are getting a free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your order. Congratulations, dude. And that means we have one, I guess, maybe two bags left. If you're on the site right now or on the fence, quickly go to chalk.com, get a male or female vitality stack, put it in your cart, apply the discount code 44life to unlock that 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically you're going to get that free $100 bag of lit included in your order. Super detoxing, delicious. I mean, it's a superfood, man. Jay Rogue said, I could sit here and listen for hours. You're a library, a wealth of knowledge. Dude, you know what's funny, man? It's interesting you say, I definitely, what they say, anyone who knows a thing knows they don't know anything at all. And that's how I feel, man. Like, dude, okay, I might know about this, that, or the other, but I got friends who know how to process a bunch of freaking chickens, and they got a whole setup for it. They got their fridges stoked with freaking their own meat they raised. Like, I got shit I gotta do too, but I may know a little bit about a thing or two, man, but don't think that I know it all. That's for sure. Um, that's the thing. Some people, it's kind of, put it this way. The only reason I even know any of this stuff is because someone enlightened me to it. I didn't organically all of a sudden wake up one day and be like, oh, the Illuminati, you say? You know what I mean? Like I have like 4 or 5 different people I know that seeded me along the path that got me to where I am now, whether by interest or by sharing something, or you know what I mean. I still remember when my one friend, he was my physics tutor, and went to his house, and on the fridge was the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15, which is the Dirty Dozen is the 12 fruits and vegetables that are the most sprayed with pesticides that you definitely should buy organic. And the Clean 15 was the fruits and vegetables you don't need to buy organically because they're usually either low or no sprayed. And I was like, yo, what's this? And I don't know about you guys, but when I look at a piece of paper that says these are the foods that if you eat, you're getting a bunch of toxic ass pesticides in your body, I just organically was like, yeah, I'll avoid that then. Like, is that such a shocking thought? you know? And then uh coconut oil. I don't know if you guys had coconut oil in your early awakening, but I'm like, damn, this stuff, like you can use it for this, that, this, that, this, that, and you can oil pull it, and it's a good cooking oil, blah blah blah. Now I do prefer to cook with tallow now, but coconut oil still has a little bit of my heart, man. Really. Trees said Trees actually been talking to Groiper this time. It's nice when there's side conversations. It's like you're in a room and everyone's talking at each other. But it's all good. Oh, Katie, her notifications, eh? What's with that, eh? Some people say notification didn't pop up, but maybe if your phone was on whatchamacallit, quiet mode. Like my phone is pretty much, depending on what time of the day, silent, or I don't need it if I'm not expecting a call. I just check it often. But anyways, they sneak in ingredients by saying all natural. Yes, see, that's another thing, Lou. Like, come on, man. The word natural means nothing in the food industry. Lead is natural, arsenic is natural. So when you see natural flavors, you should run for the hills, dude. We're talking about natural flavors is legally allowed to be like 6,000 different chemicals. So anything with natural flavors on it is not natural. It's likely it's a marketing ploy to hide from you what is actually in the freaking thing. 100%. And of course, also when you see citric acid is another GMO derivative. It's from GMO corn. Aspartame. So get this: someone in the Illuminati decided. I say that because listen to what I'm about to say. What person who is not an evil genius who thought of this? Let's take E. coli, which is already toxic. Let's genetically modify it, and then we'll collect its excretions, its fecal matter. Okay. Aspartame is the fecal matter from GMO E. coli. And that's what they put in a million people's foods and drinks who want to lose weight or want to do better, maybe. Right? It's shocking, dude. I remember my friend who is a bit of a know it all, like science, like total, at the time was kind of a sheep, but I didn't know it. But I was like, yo, what about aspartame? And he's like, no, they did a study with like rats and they gave them like way more aspartame than we would ever drink, and like they were fine. So, but I know that's got to be a bullshit. It's like when that margarine company did a study on uh, the margarine company did a study on coconut oil and found it to be unhealthy. Like you can't make it up, man. You got to follow the money, really. And then, do you know what natural flavors? Beaver ass glands, Katie. She said, if you see the word natural flavor, think of beaver ass glands. I would actually rather think of beaver ass glands because that is a real ingredient, by the way. Like she's not fucking joking. Like they do that. But I would rather beaver ass glands. I never thought I'd say those words together than what natural flavors also could be, which would be aborted fetal cells. Not, I should rephrase that. It's not aborted fetal cells, but it is cells that are grown from aborted fetal cell tissue in a lab from a baby that was aborted in the 1970s, and its kidney, I'm not joking, they took its kidney, they put it in a lab, they grow on it. It's called HEK293, or it's called Sinomix, and it is fucking cells from an aborted kidney in the 1970s, and that's what it can be in something that has the term natural flavors on it. And you think there's not like an is that not? I guess it's not cannibalism, like you're not eating a human, but you're consuming cells that were grown on like a petri dish from a sacrificed, murdered child. Like, is that not kind of fucked up? So I'm just saying, yeah, what do you think about that? But yeah, so that's why I'd rather beaver ass glands, to be honest. Tallow, oh tallow, dude, Thrax, get off your freaking ass and go to. No, I'm just kidding. But Thrax said he's never had real tallow. Never buy tallow. I mean, you can, but I don't recommend buying tallow. What I would do is go to an organic butcher and buy a bag of uh, beef fat from a healthy cow and render it yourself. So you can do a wet render or a dry render. I prefer a wet render. You're less likely to make it taste super meaty. Like if you do a good job on a wet render where you just put all the fat into a pot of water and boil it for like an hour or two and try to cut it up as small as you can so it renders faster, then you don't even, the tallow doesn't taste or smell like beef at all. But if you're like me and you accidentally fucking left it on for too long because I was outside and all the water evaporated out of the pot, and then you're like basically deep frying these pork or these beef rinds, then the tallow tastes and smells a lot like roast, freaking like a beefy thing. But anyway, it can be quite a neutral smell and taste if you do a wet render. But anyway, but yeah, dude, do that, man. Then you don't have to, because dude, all these tallow companies got found to have phthalates in their tallow, so it's something to do with the factory. Wow, Katie said yes, and so many skincare products also. What, the aborted fetal cells or what? I got into it with a medical esthetician. Yeah, fucking. If you say medical first, I already know you got into an argument because they're saying, Katie, fluoride is so good for you and just need to drink more of it. And she admitted the cells came from a consenting, oh God, what? She admitted the cells came from a consenting family because I was talking about how they always want to cut the cord. Oh, but they can sell the cord, but you can't sell the cord. But you wouldn't. Katie said for the placenta, but also when they circumcise. Oh God. Yeah, wasn't that girl on Oprah who said that? I'm just saying, man, we should wrap our heads around that something shocking is going on 100%. Yeah, I don't know how that got approved, but yet they're banning Tonkat Ali in Europe. They're trying to make lion's mane, that natural mushroom that never hurt anyone unless they ate the wrong mushroom. They're trying to ban that. But you can get skincare products that, I mean, dude, don't even get me started. Make bone broth, scrape off the fat that floats to the top when cooled, render that down to clarify, and strain through cheesecloth. Well, hold on, Tyler. If you did it in that order, that is good. But the one thing is like render the fat, strain it, cool it, render the fat, let it cool, pull the fat off the top of the pot. Then you have all this fat, but there's still a bit of water in there. Clean it up, reheat it until the oil in a pot is placid, so there's no bubbles, so it gets hot. Get all the bubbles out. That's the water evaporating. Then jar it, because I made the mistake of processing a bunch of tallow. I didn't do that final boil to get all the water out, and then a bunch of it went moldy. It happens fast, so you got to keep your head on a swivel, man. Um, by the way, there is like basically the final call on the free bag of chocolate. If you're on the site right now, make sure that you apply that discount code 44 life on the male or female stack to get the free bag of chocolate powder. This is the last call on the live. We're basically about to be shutting it down, but you get that free, delicious, detoxing, organic heirloom cacao included in your order if you get a male or female stack at chalk.com right now with the 44% off lifetime discount code 44 life. And we're talking pineal gland superfood detox shilajit limitless pill. Renard said, I want some of your maple syrup. Well, in about It could be in February. I've started boiling as early as February, so it depends on the weather. But I think that yesterday and today are going to be the last, like the coldest days of the winter. I think are behind us after today, based on the weather. But we could get another freak polar vortex thing, eh? But yeah, as soon as it's warm in the day and cold at night in March and even February, I'm gonna be boiling. But Renard, I can't make enough. I don't even want to give it up. We sometimes buy maple syrup to give to people to be nice, but we don't want to give away our syrup. You know what I mean? Because like I'll be lucky to get 10 gallons would be like a bumper crop. I don't even know if I'll be able to do that. I gotta like upgrade my boiler and get a huge freaking pan for it. Um, that sounds like a good book, Danny. Dude, Danny is freaking dialed. Mega said, "What about bacon fat or grease?" Dude, anyone who throws away bacon fat is kind of freaking crazy, bro. Free cooking oil? You pay like $20 for a jug of olive oil that half of it is fucking canola oil. If you got organic bacon, no nitrates, and you get like a cup of fat. There's like 7 meals you can cook free for. And that's the other thing. If you ever buy a goose, have you guys ever bought a goose? Comment below if you bought a goose. If you buy a goose, you get $30 worth of, or not a goose, sorry, a duck. If you buy a duck, you get like $30 to $40 worth of duck fat from that thing alone. That's like the fanciest shit you get at Michelin star restaurants, duck fat. So we can talk about fat, man. It doesn't make you fat, that's for sure. Shocking, man. Don't even get me started on don't even get me started on luciferase TPs. Renard, eh? Upstate New York. I figured you were a little bit français. We could go to Quebec. We would go to Quebec. Interesting, Renard. But if you're in upstate New York, wouldn't you just go to like? Doesn't New Hampshire or Maine or something make the most maple syrup? Uh, like my understanding is we have more maple trees in Canada than you guys do in the States. But in whatever it is, Maine or Vermont, you guys have these hills and the million maple trees. And so you guys can produce out the yin yang because you have the elevation to put lines on the trees and really efficiently boil the shit out of a ton of sap and make 1 billion pounds of syrup. That's how I heard Vermont and Maine. Like it helps that you guys have these hills um, with all the maple trees on it. But let me know if that's a yeah. Tracy said, I bought the mail pack or chalk. He loves it and is going to order more. I got him the blue coffee too. He loves it. I knew he would. Tracy, that's awesome. The blue coffee, the Chad mode. That's awesome. Tracy, that's freaking great. So she got the mail stack the other day of chalk. He loves it. So I'm assuming her husband, or yeah, I think he loves it and is going to order more. That's freaking awesome, Tracy. I'm telling you. Well, put it this way: if he loves it and he's only had it for not even 30 days, because I remember you only from like a week or a bit ago. Um, that means he hasn't even taken the 90-day chalk challenge yet, and he's still feeling great on it. Wait until he hits the 90-day. I say that because a lot or a ton of the clinical studies on all the chalk supplements are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So when he gets it into him for 90 days, that's when the benefits really compound. He's gonna feel like $1 million. I freaking love to hear that, Tracy. Tracy, did you get so you got the mail stack for him? Oh, your son. Oh, wow. I tell you guys, when people get chalk for family members, um, there's a different vibrational frequency to that. Like I have my dad taking the mail stack. My uncle takes the Seven Wonders, I think, and the Tomcat. My cousin takes the Chad mode because he works out. Um, it's a family affair, dude. And it's lovely when people share with, well, I mean, come on, like I know people like Sonny. Sonny's son, his name is Chad. So he obviously takes the Chad mode. But what better feeling than I don't know about you guys, but when I woke up to fluoride and GMOs and everything, I'm like, dude, I don't want my family polluted and poisoned by this stuff. So when people are taking the steps to get their family detox too, like that is something else. Tracy, did you get any for yourself yet? I only ask because you probably already heard, but yeah, this is the last call for the free lit in orders tonight. So anyone on the fence, We're probably gonna shut this down soon here, but 44% off for life if you apply that discount code on the male or female stack. You will get the free lit included in your order, that delicious bag of chocolate, which I'm sure that Tracy, did you get to try the chocolate or did you ship it right to your son's house maybe? Let me know. Because that lit is freaking delicious and detoxing. Renard said, my brother lived in Burlington. Oh, wow. But we would snowmobile out to Les Cabane des Sucres. Oh, what would Cabane be? Oh, the Sugar Shack. Sugar Shack en français. Esti de Calice de Tabarnak. Oh, CHOQ, Renard. CHOQ. Oh, you're already taking the female stack, Tracy. That's freaking awesome. So Tracy got the female stack, then she got her son taking it. That is amazing, Tracy. So you experienced the miracle of childbirth, really. Incredible, Tracy. You know, in Japan, they say you're not even, well, they say womanhood comes from childbirth. They're like you're really become fully a woman once you have one, or seven. I mean, that's how many they used to have. Katie said, I got the female stack and been taking it for the last almost week. I've noticed a huge difference. Holy crappers, Katie, 7 freaking days? And you haven't even hit 30 days yet, and you're feeling a difference already. Well, I would be so stoked, and I am. I'd be surprised, but I'm not because it's clinically studied. So it's like if you are, see, people say, how long till I experience the benefits? Well, it varies, of course, but the bottom line is if you're taking it because it's clinically studied, you will be benefited. You know what I mean? Like your body is receiving benefits while you're taking it 100%. And I love that we have the Shilajit that kind of, it's not to like, not as a flex, but like the tar resin Shilajit, it's not preferred. You can buy a Home Depot pail full of the tar resin for pennies on the dollar, man. It's really like a bit of a scheme, to be honest. I'm not a fan of the tar resin because they charge out the yin yang for it. It's super cheap, and usually it's not heavy metal tested either. Um, oh, Katie, your Chad mode's still in the mail too. Eh? Did you get it at a different time? Like, did you order the stack, I guess, and then the Chad mode at a different time? Yeah, you're gonna start with like literally, Katie, like start with like half a scoop of the Chad mode. If you're not familiar with pre-workouts and energy drinks and stuff, it is actually like quite strong. Not strong like I love the taste of it, but I just mean the niacin that's in there gives you tingles all over, so you will 100% get tingly all over your fingers, your toes, the back of your neck. You may even get flushed, like your face may even get flushed, and that's just the niacin that's doing the niacin flush, which you may already know about that. She's in Canada, Tim. She's on the freaking west coast, man, in the freaking mountains or ocean. Um, Jay Rogue said, yeah, shout out to Jay Rogue, who was in the military. He got out and but he woke up. That's freaking awesome, dude. Wow, Katie, seriously? Holy crappers. Wow. Maybe like your DNA just quickly got activated because you've already been doing research for so many years, but all of a sudden you take Shilajit and it's like boom, like pineal gland activation. Katie, are you willy-nillying me or are you legit? Because that's freaking wild. TB says, I really try to help my folks eat cleaner and use healthier products. It's an uphill battle, no shit. There's much more stuck in the matrix than I am. I mean, or they are much more stuck in the matrix than I am. I hear you, dude. I mean, try to convince your dad to not buy the shit he's bought his whole life. Like, good luck, man. Like, you know what I mean? But, we do the best we can. That's all you can do, right? And also, of course, you're planting a seed. But you know what happens? It's like, you don't realize it, but when you talk to your parents or your family members and you try to wake them up to chemicals or whatever, they resist it, but also they will tell their friends and family, like, oh yeah, like Jimmy, he's big into like health. And meanwhile, they don't heed a single word you say, but they're like, they're also low key, like proud. I don't usually say low key, um, like proud or like stoked that you are into it. You know what I mean? That's crazy, Katie. Are you sure you didn't like have a have a shroom before you took the. No, I'm just kidding. But that's a pretty wild review. I'll screenshot that. Do you have any book or podcast recommendations? No, go listen to Alan Watts on YouTube, dude. He'll freaking get you fired up, man. You're exactly where you're meant to be. I already know that you may be thinking, am I in the right place? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? You're exactly where you're meant to be, man. You were put there 100% divinely. Tyler, I did make a post on gold and silver. Um, they are off of a fucking cliff right now, but I think this is just shaking off the fleas for the next big move. I mean, it could go either way. Could it plummet to zero? I don't think so. Um, is this like the Bitcoin retracement of almost 20,000 and then drop down to 3,000 and then ripped up to 65,000? I mean, who knows, man? I'm not saying it will go that high, but I'm saying this is just a shake at the fleas off kind of thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was a pretty big 25% drop in silver in a day. Holy shit, dude. That was manual intervention. Um, Danny said, one time I took. Oh, okay. You know what's funny? My friend got canned for talking about like ayahuasca or something on Instagram. So, but we're on Rumble, so we could probably pull out bust out a line if we really wanted to, man. Rumble's so chill. I'm just kidding, guys, obviously. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is exactly, Danny. If you guys, if anyone's on the fence, because apparently there's still a bunch of people on the site, if you go to chalk.com and you get a stack on the live or after the live and you apply that discount code 44 life, massive discount, 44% off for life on your subscription, and you will get the free $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder. So we're going to extend that. Basically, if you order overnight, you're going to get that. I'm going to tell Chalk to make sure if anyone came from the live, but later, that they still get a free lid as well. They manipulate. Yeah, exactly, Danny. And shout out to Spiky who said, shout out to you for shouting out Alan Watts. Dude, he is built different, man, 100%. Make sure your live notifications are actually on, everyone. Katie. No, I'm just kidding. It is on apparently. But we're gonna wrap this one up. We're gonna be live again. Make sure your notifications are on. We're gonna cover what's going on tomorrow and more files. Like there's gonna be a million tweets. Someone's combing through those files right freaking now. We're gonna hear more crazy shit about Bill Gates. So thank you all for joining. We'll see you on the next one. And we're gonna win, man. Like don't be flustered. I know none of you are because you know we are gonna win this thing. This is part of the unfolding of events, you know. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Much love and thank you all for joining. All right.